parity. This has been a conversation that has been happening for the past 13 years. Are we looking at light at the end of the tunnel? This and much more on the program tonight. Engage us on our socials at Amoy Brian, that is on Twitter at Lookuptv. The hashtag we are having tonight is the bottom line KE. Our sign language interpreter is Josephine Ouko. But first, this are the top stories tonight. On the bottom line tonight, Parliament to hold a joint session with government security agencies to address insecurity in 6 volatile counties. Also tonight, the Crown busts among 16 entities sanctioned by the US for financing Al-Shabaab militia. And what next for deployment of Kenya's forces to Haiti after Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry resigns from office? Also tonight, the clamor for gender parity takes center stage here on the bottom line tonight. All right, now remember you can be part of the program by engaging us on our socials at Amoy Brian, that is on Twitter or X at Lookuptv. The hashtag is the bottom line KE. We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube, and we do welcome your feedback on those particular social platforms. Do tell us where you are watching us from and also what you think about the stories you're running today. And later on, the conversation on how to achieve the 2/3, or rather the gender parity in the country. It has been a debate that has been happening, and everybody has something to say as far as that is concerned. But first, let's get with the news. Now, the Parliamentary Committee on Security is set to hold a 2-day joint session with national government security agencies to tackle the dire insecurity situation in 6 volatile counties where livestock and banditry attacks have been on the rise. Stanley Lugaria now reports.
With the growing insecurity in the volatile northern regions, the National Assembly is set to embark on a joint session with the national government security to finally put to rest the constant killings and livestock theft.
And if we do that jointly, even like having we can start with even maybe a press conference at Parliament building for all the 6 the members of the 6 counties, and then go to the field to jointly. I am sure we are going to have very positive impact.
Committee members have registered their disappointment in the measures put in place, led by Interior CS Kindiki, saying that the efforts the government has put in place has not yet yielded tangible results, saying the exercise has led to fatalities.
How shall we get lasting peace? I don't have conflict internal. My conflict is external. My constituency borders South Sudan and Uganda. And there is conflict. It is raining in Lokichogio area this time round. Today, the other day, it was raining. My colleagues from across South Sudan have decided to come and camp in Kenya with guns. Not just simple guns, these AKs that you see. Machine guns and grenades.
It is my prayer that one day, one time, in the Northern Rift and the whole country, we shall be peaceful.
The committee has met with members of parliament from 6 crucial counties of Laikipia, Samburu, West Pokot, Elgeyo Marakwet, Baringo and Turkana.
From where I come from, the main factor is pasture and water. And the pastoralists just move from one point to another. And why are they moving? They are moving looking for these resources, pasture and what. That is what drives them. And where they end up, they find that we have people there, and if they don't use the correct approach, then a conflict will ensue.
We want respect. Even a CC, county commissioner, is a junior member of parliament. So we want say for peace to be there. We want respect to be given to members of parliament, and in our next meeting, let the security commanders appear here so that we tell them whatever we want, And if they do, then we'll be peaceful.
The Tuesday session comes as the Interior CS Kindiki continues to put up a spirited fight against banditry, very recently classifying banditry in the same category as terrorism.
These timed meetings will not give you solutions. Some of these members seated here have deep-seated hatred for each other. You think you are going to bring that out in a meeting that is going to take 1 hour? Because the hatred comes from the killings, disposition of people.
Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv.
Now, Interior Cabinet Secretary, that is Kithure Kindiki, has affirmed the government's measures when it comes to fighting illicit brew, insisting that whoever is found culpable will be dealt with the full force of the law. Let's take a look at this particular story.
As the government tightens the ropes in the war on illicit brew and narcotic drugs, Interior CS Kithure Kindiki has affirmed his ministry's commitment in implementing the 25-point policy and operational guidelines meant to conclusively deal with the menace of poisonous and toxic substances, destroying lives and hurting the future of the country.
Hold a meeting this morning of all manufacturers and people involved in the manufacture and the distillation of second-generation alcoholic drinks in the country whose licenses stand suspended. That suspension is for 21 days beginning 6th March 2024. It will come to an end on 27th of March 2024.
Kindiki said the measures must be implemented, adding that they have recorded great success as police officers from various counties have closed all illegal bars and those near residential areas, as well as destroying all areas where illicit brew are manufactured.
So far, we've registered huge successes across the country because part of the measures we also announced as government on that day was the closure of all unlicensed premises.
Kindiki has also lauded police officers from all the 47 counties as well as agencies that are involved in fighting illegal alcohol for their endless efforts to eradicate illicit brew, adding that his ministry has taken an initiative to visit each county to review how measures are being implemented, noting that they have already been to 10 counties.
I want to take this opportunity to thank all the 47 county security and intelligence teams together with the other agencies who have been co-opted in this national effort. And we are going around the country supervising. So far, we've gone around about 11 or 10 counties and the response is very good. We'll be going to the rest of the counties in the coming days.
Shamila Baraza, Lookuptv.
All right, now West Pokot County has come under scrutiny over mismanagement of funds according to the Auditor General's report. Let's get more from our reporter on this particular story.
A report by the Auditor General revealing discrepancies in financial statement of West Pokot County in the year 2020-2021 was today tabled before the County Public Accounts Committee led by Moses Kajwang. The report detailing a large number of West Pokot's projects that were intended to develop the county and its residents remain incomplete even after the government fully catered for its expenses.
But in real sense, imekuwa zizi la ng'ombe. And that is why, when you tell us this building is complete, awaiting commissioning, value for money is only achieved when patients can come and find services there. So we still agree with the Auditor General that there is no value for money, even though the building could have been complete. Value for money from a dispensary is when it can dispense medical services. So, Governor, you need to make sure that Propoi, Tapach, and the ICU, I think they're the same issue around value for money. It is not just about saying nimemaliza kujenga. Value for money is when it can serve the citizens of West Pokot.
Governor Kachapin on his part called for patience of the committee, asking for 2 months to complete some projects, including intensive patient unit, which he claimed is the only purchase of equipment remaining among other projects.
On behalf of my team, I want to thank you and your committee for giving us this time to respond to the issues raised by the Office of the Auditor General. And I want to assure the committee that all the advices given and direction given my administration is going to work on them and follow the procedures and follow the law.
Faye Charles, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Now, Narok nominated member of County Assembly Alice Kering has suffered a major blow after the Court of Appeal upheld a judgment made by the High Court to nullify her nomination. Now, the nullification follows a petition which argued that Ms. Kering, who had been nominated by the Jubilee Party, belonged to the ODM party. Onesmus Musenya with the story.
After months of a fierce court battle over the nomination of Narok MCA Alice Kering, today the Court of Appeal sitting in Nakuru has sustained a judgment made by High Court to nullify her nomination. Nullification followed a successful election petition by Josephine Torome of Jubilee Party, who urged that Ms. Kering, who had been nominated by Jubilee Party, belonged to ODM Party. She further claimed nominated MCA hailed from Nakuru County, where she is a registered voter, but was nominated in Narok County.
Mahakama ya rufaa ya Kenya imetupilia mbali ombi la Alice Kering kujaribu kupiga appeal ama rufaa juu ya ile uamuzi ya High Court ya Kenya ya Narok ya Justice Kikonyo, ambapo walisema kwamba yeye alikuwa amechaguliwa kwa njia isiyo halali ahudumu katika bunge.
In an interview after the court's decision, a seemingly happy Josephine Seneyo expressed her gratitude to the court for granting her justice, saying she will use her position to empower women of Narok financially.
Kwa mahakama pia ninasema ni asante, kwa sababu hii ni kuonesha kwamba kuna kuwa na uwazi kabisa wa mahakama. Ninashukuru mahakama ya Kenya. Ninasema wamama wetu tuamuke na tujitie nguvu, kwa sababu hii ni kielelezo ya kwamba hatuwezi nyakuliwa kitu ambacho ni chetu. Kwa hivyo mama yoyote, kaunti yote ya Narok, asijidunishe, ajue ako na haki.
Following the judgment, the Narok County Speaker Davis Dikir is expected to swear Torome in office as he nullifies the seat of Kering. Msonye Onesmus, Lookuptv.
Now, the United States Treasury has sanctioned 16 entities, including Kenya's Crown Bus Services and 2 Kenyans for financing the Al-Shabaab militia. Now, the Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control announced on Monday the entities have been red flagged over money laundering and funding of terrorist groups. As the fight against terror groups gains momentum, the Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, has named Dubai-based Halil Commodities, also known as Halil Group, as a key financial facilitator for Al-Shabaab. UAE-based Kimat Al-Najjar General Trading helps to manage and transfer funds for Al-Shabaab in connection with Halil Group. Kenya-based Faisal Yusuf Dini, working closely with Mohammed Jumale Ali Awale as an Al-Shabaab financial facilitator, leveraging Halil Group and some of its leaders to transfer funds on behalf of Al-Shabaab and manage investments which include the Crown Bus services. Crown Bus has also supported the Al-Shabaab logistic operations. The 16, OFAC said, are part of an expansive business network spanning the Horn of Africa, the United Arab Emirates and Cyprus that raises and launders funds for the terror formation. The statement reads, and I quote, individuals within this network include influential business people in the region that lend financial backing to Al-Shabaab, a terrorist group responsible for some of the worst terrorist attacks in East Africa modern history. The United States is committed to working with regional partners to root out terror financing networks and the entities they abuse to raise and move funds. Today's action is part of a multifaceted efforts by Treasury to support the Somali government's economic offensive against Al-Shabaab, one of the 3 pillars in their campaign to degrade this deadly terrorist group. OFAC also sanctioned firms based in Dubai and Uganda. Hassan Abdirahman Mohammed, a Finland-based Somali citizen, uses money transfer and hawala businesses to support Al-Shabaab's money laundering operations linked to the network of Halil Group and Kimat Al-Najjar General Trading. Brana Mwai, Lookuptv, Nairobi. All right, time to take a short break here on the program. Don't go too far. I'll be back in a moment with more stories and also a conversation tonight about how to achieve gender parity here in the country. Like I said, it is a conversation that has been happening for quite a while, about 13 years right now. But recently, it has gained momentum after two political factions, that is the Azimio and the Kenya Kwanza side, decided that we need to implement the 2/3 gender rule, coming up with a solution on how to go about that, and also one that was included in the NALCO report. We'll be getting deeper into that conversation later on, but first, we'll take a break. We'll be back in a few.
Tere, mambo ni mawili, kufikisha, kumwaga na kurudi. Kulala ni mwaka mpya.
Bua muka we mse. Nini mbaya? Wewe kwani vile dereva anaendesha gari vibaya, lazima tususe. Anaendesha gari na kwa simu the whole time, hata angalia barabara. Tusimame. Dereva wewe, mwaka iliyopita peke yake watu zaidi ya 3,000 walipoteza maisha yao barabarani kwa sababu ya tabia kama hizo. Hautatuangamiza tukiona.
Naomba msamaha, nitampeleka vizuri.
Si wameomba msamaha. Sasa tuende tusafiri kwa mwendo wa aste.
Dere Smart hufikisha abiria salama. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na NTSA kwa ushirikiano na European Union.
Open University of Kenya, which was chartered on the 3rd of August 2023, aims to revolutionize higher education by breaking down barriers such as cost, previous exam grades, and geographical location through online open learning at the comfort of your home, job, etc., thus ensuring accessibility to education for all members of the society. In a nutshell, Open University of Kenya leverages technology to deliver education.
Open University has brought a new dawn in the Kenya education system, where learners are able to access education in a flexible, affordable, and all-inclusive.
Intakes ongoing for May and September. For more information, call us on 0202000211 or 0202000212 or email us at info@ouk.ac.ke. Open University of Kenya, an innovative university for inclusive prosperity.
All right, thank you so much for staying with us here on The Bottom Line. Let's continue with the news tonight. The controversial deployment of 1,000 Kenyan police officers to Haiti has met another turn after Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry resigned from office after violence by armed gang men escalated. Ian Ketani now questions the fate of the deployment that now hangs in the balance.
September 2023.
I thank President RUTO of Kenya's, I thank him for his willingness to serve as the lead nation of a UN-backed security support mission.
You have our support.
Early this month, Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry jetted into the country to sign a reciprocal agreement on deployment of police to Haiti with President William Ruto. However, after the signing, Henry jetted out of the country, with his whereabouts remaining unknown after failing to land in Haiti. This follows the capturing of the country's main airport to Saint Lovechar, among other government installations, by various gangs led by their leader Jimmy Sherizar, widely known as Barbecue. The gang leader was expelled from the force in 2018 for alleged involvement in a litany of crimes, including a horrific massacre that year in a slum called La Saline, in which 71 people were killed, 7 women raped and 400 homes torched. The chaos comes amid a statement by Interior CS Professor Kindiki on Monday afternoon, insisting that Kenyan forces will be deployed to the Caribbean country, with the process in its pre-deployment phase. This comes as Kenyans continue to raise concerns over the safety of the Kenyan officers to be sent to Haiti, especially following the resignation of Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who signed the deal with President William RUTO. According to statistics, Haiti, a country with at least 11.45 million people, only has 9,000 officers, painting a clear picture of why gangs have taken over the country. The lawlessness witnessed in Haiti stopped the Prime Minister from jetting back to his country, reports indicating that Henry sought refuge in Puerto Rico. Furthermore, statistics indicate that gangs have taken over at least 80% of the capital, Port-au-Prince. Additionally, statistics from the United Nations indicate that 1 million students have dropped out of school due to the chaos, with a further 5.5 million people in need of humanitarian support. The chaotic scenes forced the regional body CARICOM to call for an emergency meeting to discuss the way forward. The body, with a total of 15 member states, held its meeting on Monday, a meeting that was attended by US Secretary of State Antony Blinken, among other officials from Canada and the United Kingdom. After the meeting, in the wee hours of Tuesday morning, the regional body's chairperson, who is the president of Guyana, Ifan Ali, announced that Prime Minister Ariel Henry had agreed to step down. According to the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken, the US government will set aside a further $100 million in the peacekeeping mission. However, various stakeholders in the country continue to question the key motive behind the agreement signed by President William RUTO, noting that it was irrational to send Kenyan soldiers to such a war zone. The government, however, insists that the mission is part of Kenya's obligation as a member of the United Nations. Ian Keitane, Lookuptv.
All right, now Kibabii University and Rongo University have partnered with African Library Project to revive a book reading culture in the country. This comes as stakeholders call for improved communication skills and enhanced vocabulary. Ebi Kadenyi with the story.
With a rising concern over poor communication skills within the general public attributed to a poor reading culture, Kibabii University and Rongo University, in collaboration with the African Library Project, have opened libraries in different schools to encourage students to improve their vocabulary and communicate effectively.
So far, actually, as a school and as a community, we've really benefited, and the community and even the learners have really improved the literary skills which they didn't have initially. And basically what we are doing here is to partner with the African Library Project and Rongo University to inculcate a culture of reading to the students, as well as improve literacy levels.
Speaking in Maliki Boys Secondary School in Bungoma County, education stakeholders revealed that there is still a huge gap in the education sector, as a good number of Kenyans are illiterate. Chris Bradshaw, founder of African Library, noted that the foundation has built 38 libraries in Bungoma County and 4,000 libraries around Africa to bridge the gap.
Now it is 20 years later, and we have, with the help of our partners all over Africa and all of our volunteers in the United States, we have started 4,000 libraries in 13 different countries.
According to Professor Muganda Munyo, a lecturer at Kibabii University, the partnership with ALP has seen 20 schools in Bungoma benefit from the program started to help Kenyans adapt the reading culture.
We were able to come into this project in 2019, and through our partners with ALP, we have been able to reach out to a number of schools. So far, around 41 institutions have benefited from this program, 38 of them being schools and of course community libraries. Around 70,000 books have been distributed through this project over the last 2 years, and also we have trained over 61 school librarians through this project.
Ebi Kadenyi, Lookuptv.
All right, now Nakuru Governor Susan Kihika has faulted the Senate for the low wages that flower farm workers have been receiving, despite the sector raking in billions of shillings every year. Now, during a development tour of Karagita, Naivasha, which is the home to hundreds of flower farm farmers, the governor noted that the Senate had not enacted any laws to protect hundreds of workers and seek a rise in the minimum wages. This and more stories in the County Newsroom.
Addressing the plight of farm workers in Naivasha, Nakuru governor pointed an accusing finger to the Senate for failing to enact laws that protect workers against poor working conditions and meager wages.
Kama sasa wakiwa Senate wanafaa kuwa wanaongelelea maneno ya salaries za watu kwa maua. Maneno ya conditions za watu kwa maua. Ya welfare inafaa iko, si ndio?
Kuna sheria ambayo haizingatiwi ya minimum wage. Watu wanafanya kazi kwa maua, bado kuna madawa, lakini mtu akigojeka haangaliwi.
Elsewhere in West Pokot County, the residents of Kapchok Ward are living in fear of losing ownership of their farms after the Kerio Valley Development Authority KVDA threatened to possess lands for development. They are now calling on authorities to address their impending predicament, which will render them homeless.
Nilistuka jana wakati tuliambiwa kuna watu walikuja kufanya survey kuweka mapicons area hii. Nikampikia, nikauliza ni hao watu wanatoka wapi? Watu wanasema hawajui. Wanasema walikuja kuita assistant chief ambaye ni acting chief, na wakaenda na vijana wengine wakaenda kuweka picons bila kuuliza. Si mchezo, hii ni mbaya kuchezea sisi.
In other news, the Parliamentary Committee on Administration and Internal Security has raised concern over inadequate funding of vital government departments. While on a fact-finding mission at Lake Naivasha Resort, the committee pointed out that despite seeking a budgetary allocation of 1.4 billion shillings, the newly created department received around 400 million shillings, adversely affecting its operations.
The Department of Performance and Delivery is a very critical state department which ensures that the government delivers to the promises and the pledges that made to the Kenyans. And I think it was been clearly stated by the PS that they play a very pivotal role.
Finally, Superior Homes Company has launched a house construction project in Lukenya area, Machakos County. According to the company chief executive officer Shiv Arora, the project will witness the construction of modern, sustainable and affordable houses.
It's a master planned gated community, which means it will have residential in a secured compound. It will have good roads, water, power. There's a lot of sustainability, which I'm now gonna talk about.
Abdimajid Hussein, Lookuptv.
Let's get sported tonight. Safaricom has injected 29 million shillings for this year's Lewa Marathon, which will be held on the last Saturday of June at Lewa Wildlife Conservancy. Since its inception in the early 2000s, the event has contributed largely to the protection of endangered species.
On the journey that has brought us to this milestone, we are reminded of the countless individuals who have contributed their time, resources, unwavering dedication to the cause of wildlife preservation and community development. What started as a small event with just 150 people in 2000, the year 2000, has grown into a world-renowned, highly regarded fundraising event that hosts up to 1,500 runners from 30 different countries across the continent. We have, over the years, achieved so many aspects. Just to name a few, we have raised $9 million for the last 24 years.
We think Lewa is just about this race, but this race is just an enabler of amazing work that the team at Lewa are doing in community. So seeing the work they're doing with women, to investing in women who are now able to run their own businesses. Safaricom has been a sponsor since day one, something we're super, super proud of.
All right, that does it for us as far as the news is concerned. I'm sure you're up to date up to this particular moment. Now, when we want to take a short break, when we come back, we'll be getting into our conversation tonight, and that has to do with how do we get to achieve gender parity in the country. It has been a conversation that has been happening for the past 13 years. Right now, it's taking center stage in the country, with the ruling party showing initiatives that, is very intentional when it comes to making sure we get to achieve this. My guest is already in studio. I don't know if her camera is working so that... Hello, Sheila.
Hi.
You're doing well?
Very well.
The great people of Bungoma.
They're very fine.
They're very fine.
Yes, yes.
We'll be getting into the conversation on, women in politics and just how we are getting to achieve gender parity here in the country. Okay. Ready for that?
Thank you. Yes, very ready. Thank you very much.
All right, that's a conversation that is coming your way in just a short while. Don't go too far. Continue engaging us on our socials at Lookuptv. That is on X and also on Facebook. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back in a few.